Hi, I'm Brian Crombie, and we're going to be talking on The Brian Crombie Show. We're going to be talking about politics, arts, business, and social issues on The Brian Crombie Show on Canada One TV. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Brian Crombie Show on Canada One TV. We have an election municipally coming up in the city of Mississauga, and frankly, every city in all of Ontario, late October, 3.5 months from now. And so I thought it'd be really interesting to introduce you to some of the candidates that are running. And you know, I'm going to hopefully interview some incumbents, but also some of the challengers. And tonight, I want to introduce you to Amir Ali, who is running in Ward 7 for Councillor of Ward 7. Amir Ali, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for coming. So tell me, Amir, a little bit about yourself. You have quite a long history in both the community and business and in politics, correct?
Well, thank you very much for that. Yes, I am involved since 1995 in community volunteer and community services.
Right.
Related to my community and as well as community in general, plus the provincial, federal and municipal politics.
So you've been involved in both the community and in politics. And what about business? You're in real estate, I understand.
Yes, I have a small real estate brokerage.
Yep.
Parallel to that, I am heading to not-for-profit organizations, Friends of Environment, and Safe House for Everybody.
Friends of the Environment and Safe House for Everybody.
Yeah.
What is Friends of the Environment?
Friends of the Environment, actually, as you know, Stefan Dion, you know.
Yep, Stefan Dion, the former leader of the Liberal Party.
Leader of the party.
The Green Shift.
He inaugurated that society.
Right.
And after that, we had a little pressure for safe housing.
Mm-hmm.
So we opened another organization, and we are trying to, see, how we can help in having the safe houses particularly for elderly people, because.
For what type of people?
For senior people.
For senior people.
Yeah.
Safe housing for senior people. Yeah. And this is a charity that furnishes the housing?
It's not charity. It's not charity.
It's a not-for-profit.
It's not for profit. Yeah.
Okay.
But we are looking for a land to build those kind of houses.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So far we were not successful to do it. Mm-hmm. So this is it will be cheaper than nursing home. Mm-hmm. Because instead of paid workers, there will be volunteers, who will be helping seniors and keep them safe,
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the environment, for a minute, if we could. COP26 last, December in Scotland, right? Glasgow, or Edinburgh, I think it was. Talked about, a lot of things that we needed to do that we weren't doing in regards to the environment. Do you think that we're doing what we need to do to combat climate change?
Well, after the shutdown of, sand dunes, I think we are okay right now. Actually, Canada is not doing against environment. It's a big land. Mm-hmm. Actually, the most polluters are Chinese and Indians.
Yep.
They are the ones who are creating more pollution than anybody else.
And their argument at COP26 and repeatedly has been, you can't blame us because we're just developing, and it's the developed countries, Canada, the United States, the UK, Germany, France, that should be taking responsibility for the reduction. What do you think of that?
Well, there are two opinions about it. The one is, they need more taxes to fight the polluters.
Yep.
And second is to introduce new technologies to fight the pollution.
Yeah, no question.
So, these are the two opinions, and I don't think both of them are being implemented in the developed countries, but the other countries who are really polluters, they are not doing anything.
I was out in Alberta recently, and I got to tell you, I was surprised how many people were talking hydrogen. I was thinking that all the conversations would just be about oil and gas, but no, a lot of it is about how to take the oil sands and turn it into hydrogen. And so, and there was a big report just this weekend in the paper that Alberta is the biggest producer of solar energy in Canada. And so they are a leader in alternative energies. While clearly an energy superpower with oil and gas, they're becoming it as well in some cleaner, more alternative energies. Well, that's fascinating that you've got that background in the environment and housing and federal, provincial politics. What has motivated you to run for Ward 7 councillor, though?
Actually, my office is in Ward 7.
Right.
And most of the Ward 7 residents, they feel they're abandoned.
Abandoned.
And
why abandoned?
The current councillor is more interested in the provincial politics rather than municipal politics.
Well, she ran provincially, did she not?
She ran for provincial, but she lost.
Yeah, twice now.
So twice she lost, yes. So she's hanging here. They think, I mean, the residents think that she's just hanging there. And plus,
do you think there's, is there something wrong with running provincially, and if you lose running municipally, is there something wrong with that, do you think?
No, it's the interest actually. It's the priorities.
Priorities. What are your priorities?
Yeah. So they think, and also they think a lot of money is being wasted in certain projects which should not be there.
Like what?
Like today, if you go at Dundas Ontario area.
It's under construction. It has been for like a year or two. And so, that's not even the LRT. That's just sewers, right?
The few corners being painted, the roads are being painted, the footpath actually, the footpath is being painted. There's a festival coming up, and thousands of the dollars, I mean, this is one of the citizens told me yesterday, thousands of dollars are being spent on painting the road, which would take only one rain to wash it out. And if you look to a building which is a subsidized housing region, at Fairview and here in Ontario, if you go inside the building, it's like it's like a slum.
Really?
So if you go there, just paint their corridors rather painting road and spending thousands. Yes, if they could, they're saying they're supporting the arts. So if they want to support the arts, they should paint a wall or something. On the road, nobody will even see.
Really?
That art. So these are the things,
So where's this road being painted? This is here Ontario and Dundas, the corner?
It's not corner actually. If you go a little bit towards Toronto on Dundas, that I forgot the name of the road. They mentioned that the whole corner is the footpath. Right. Those two corners being painted.
So Ward 7 is sort of the middle of Mississauga. It includes Square One and Huron, Ontario, and Dundas, and the area sort of both east and west of Huron, Ontario. Does it not?
Yeah.
So you're really like downtown Mississauga.
Exactly. Yeah.
What do you think about what's happening in downtown Mississauga? Lots of condos are being built. We haven't had the building of the retail strips that Mississauga 2021 was envisioning. What do you think of what our city council has done?
Actually, the city council actually they think the Square One is enough for everything, all the shoppings and restaurants and everything. Square One is enough for the population over there. But for the local population, for example, you're building about 14 buildings at Confederation and Burnthorpe. So those people doesn't have anything. They have small shops underneath, but day-to-day requirement, they have to walk to Square One and come back over there. If there's something in that area, like restaurants and so on, in that area, probably it will be more feasible than walking all the way to to Square.
I was surprised at the development. You know, that M City that you're talking about, that is
M City and Amacon.
Yeah,
both of them are.
It's a really sizable development, and it's not close to here, Ontario. It's not close to the LRT. Yeah. It almost seems like it's the wrong place to have that kind of density. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I mean, somebody has approved it, so I don't know. I have nothing to say now. But,
right.
But as far as I'm concerned, there's a small plaza at the other corner, Grand something. I forgot the name of the road. There's a small plaza. There's only one restaurant there, family restaurant.
Right.
I think two. There were three actually.
So what are you suggesting, that there needs to be more retail?
I think so. I think retail is something localized thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So for major shopping, you can come to Square One and so on. But it's already approved. I mean, there is nothing we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the LRT? What's your position on the LRT?
Actually, to be honest with you, there are about over 10 issues in Ward 7. And I'm surprised why the people are still keeping quiet, because some people are really angry on many issues. One of them is LRT. They think that there's no coordination between the two or three departments, whatever they're handling. They think sometimes they dig in at one side, lay out something, and then they dig again and lay out another thing. So this is what they're saying. You know. It means we need coordination. So and as I said, there are about 10 issues. You know, if you like, I can describe that. One of them is LRT.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be good. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a break for a message, and then come back with you, Amir, and ask about these other 10 issues. We're chatting tonight with Amir Ali. He's a candidate for City Council of Mississauga, Ward 7. We're going to take a break for a couple minutes. Come on back with us in about 2 minutes. Welcome back. Good evening. Welcome back to the Brian Crombie Show on Canada One TV. We're talking municipal politics tonight. It's election time in Ontario, in Mississauga, every city around Ontario, coming up at the end of October, a couple months from now. And the election races have started. And Amir Ali is our guest tonight. He is a candidate in Ward 7 for council. Council for the city of Mississauga. You would also serve on Regional Peel Council. Amir, you say there's 10 issues that are big for the residents of Ward 7, and they're really angry. What are your 10 issues?
Three are the major issues.
Okay.
The first one is the trust between the public and the City Hall.
Okay.
The second is taxes. They're afraid the taxes will be enormously higher.
Right.
And the third one is that whenever there is some new thing comes up, they are not taking into the consideration at all. So
they're not being heard.
The city does it without consultation, without knowing. For example, if somebody is building a very huge house, and then so the way the approval process goes, sometimes they're neglected.
Right. Okay, well, let's attack each one of these. Trust. Why is trust an issue between City Hall and the people?
Trust is that if somebody calls City Hall for certain things, for example, somebody did a swimming pool on the back of their house. They deposited some deposit money, security money or whatever, They call it grading deposit. Everything finished, passed everything, and they waited for months for the deposit check to come back.
Oh, really? And is this just an isolated example, or do you think that happens often?
This is what happens. So when I consulted to the City Hall, I was told that because of COVID thing, these things are slow and so on.
No, but again, is this, you think, an issue that a lot of people have lack of trust in City Hall?
Well, this was one issue which came into notice, and so it means there's something. I mean, if one issue is delayed, there must be other issues which are delayed.
Okay.
So coming back to those 10 issues I was referring to you, the first is LRT work. It should be, if I'm appointed as a councillor, I will do fierce, coordination between all the departments, to make it fast, accelerated,
So I got to tell you, I was at Eglinton and Bayview recently, where the LRT is being built, and talking to some residents there. And the Eglinton LRT is very different because it's going to be below ground rather than above ground. But they were livid. The construction had been going on for like 3 years, and the jackhammer was going all day long. And I said, how do you stand that? And he said, Brian, that jackhammer has been going on for 6-9 months. So, here in Ontario is going to be a mess for a long period of time. Now, long term, it might be spectacular, but it's going to be a mess for a long time. How are you going to sell that? How are you going to deal with that? And that goes right through the middle of your ward.
Well, actually, see, throughout my life, I've been involved in the projects. There's always a way out, and I think coordination is very important. And the public should know what's going on. Actually, the public, just painting the roads and all that, the public would be satisfied with this one. They should know the real schedule. Nobody wants to go to the website and so on. When the municipality is sending the flyers for self-advertising, for I would say every now and then, they should tell exactly what is going on, and how they will live with it, how many tracks they will be using the next 2 weeks and so on. I mean, there should be some coordination. Send us the email. You got all the information, because I live on LRT. So nothing. You don't have any information. You go to their website, and the website is always confusing and all that.
Well, it seems like they've been talking about it for a long period of time, and I haven't seen a lot. I think what I've seen is just sewers that have been being constructed. Anyway, what's issue number 2?
Number 2 is a noise problem. Again, I mean, there are a lot of jackhammers going on in our ward. If you see Stave Bank, the south side, those hammers actually, when they go on, the whole area get disturbed.
From the highway overpass that's being built?
I think
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the dust.
But that highway overpass needs to be built. It's like it's a congestion point.
But
and there's only 3 or 4 places across the river.
I don't know whether it will be politically correct or not, but in some other countries, these kind of things are done, much faster. For example, in Germany, they have the machines. Believe me or not, they can do miracles.
So you think we're building too slow?
Time, you see?
Okay. What's issue number 3?
So this is the highest problem. Parking. Parking. You would be surprised, in some streets you cannot park your car in front of your own house. And there are times you park only after 3 p.m. And from till morning. In morning, if you didn't wake up in time, God, I mean, it's gone.
So do you think the city should be building streets for parking? Isn't parking something that you should provide yourself?
Actually, the thing is that it's not consistent.
Right.
The same width of the city
have different rules.
Have different rules. I mean, this area has a different rule. Other areas different rule.
I got to tell you, one of my pet peeves is these signs that you see all over South Mississauga. It's not your ward, but parking tripled or something like that during the summertime. Which I go like, this is stupid. If people want to go to the lakefront, they should have a right to go to the lakefront. You shouldn't be doubling and tripling their parking tickets. What you should be doing is building more parking, or building better buses, or building LRTs, so you can get people want. But to discourage people from northern Mississauga from coming down to the lake should be a common good for everyone, and tripling their parking tickets is like, it's the wrong strategy.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%.
Okay, what's number 4?
So number 4 is speeding.
Lots of speeding. There's been a lot of road races in COVID. It's like when people stayed home a little bit more and the highways opened up and the streets opened up, people took the advantage to have drag races.
In my ward, on one street, they have made some steep speed humps.
Yep.
So what is happening actually, on both sides of those humps, there are streets, So the people, there are three humps here. So what the people do, they enter into the small street, and by like you take a U-turn and come back
to miss the speed bumps.
So the people living in that street inside, just parallel to the street which has humps, believe it or not, I mean, their children cannot go out because the cars are so fast.
Yeah.
So the speed limit is 40 speed limit. But nobody is really following 40, right?
Yeah.
And plus, I think all the intersections should have three-way or all-way stop signs. Consider, there are roads which is becoming like highway, because of the from the street coming to the road has a stop sign. But the other side is through.
Yeah, stop signs are interesting, and before you start putting a whole bunch in, it's been found that people ask for stop signs because they think it'll slow down traffic, but what happens is people slow down, stop, and then start again, and people hate the sound of the brakes and then the acceleration, and so therefore the noise from the stop sign ends up being even more bothersome than if they were just driving. So be careful about doing the stop signs.
It could be an excuse, because if you see the stop sign for, you will slow. I have a car, I'll tell you the brake thing. I drove my car 195,000 kilometers without changing the brakes. See, it means
you have a light touch. You have a light touch.
Everybody's saying, how could you do that? Because if you follow the speed limits, believe me or not, you can do it.
Well, if you have a light touch. What's number 5?
Number 5, again, the children's safety.
Children's safety.
Because of the high-speed traffic.
So a lot of your issues are sort of local road safety, traffic issues. Do you think that's going to resonate with the people of Mississauga, the people of Ward 7?
This is exactly what the people are saying.
Really?
This is what the people are saying.
It's interesting that it's really local. And your other issue, the main other issue you had was taxes.
From my side, there were only, as I said, there were 3 issues. One was the tax.
Yep.
They're fearing the tax might go higher.
Yeah. Well, it's probably going to be because
the trust between the public and the third one was the waste of money.
Waste of money.
So these are my concerns.
So
being a businessman.
What are you going to do with taxes? How are you going to keep taxes
low?
The
tax, actually, the thing is, look, now we are trying to tackle the inflation, right? Mm-hmm. It means the prices will go down. Mm-hmm. This is what we're doing, right?
Well, hopefully, prices are going up right now.
So if the prices are going down, the wages will be stabilized, right? It means the wages can fight the price, right? So why the tax would increase? You're not increasing services. You're not increasing this.
Well, so taxes are, the fear on taxes going up is that there is still inflation. I think the inflation was 8% or 7%, last month in Canada, and so therefore all of the services that all the things that the municipality are buying have gone up, and so and in addition, you had a huge amount of extra expenses during COVID, whether it be for the the vaccine clinics, all the different things that happened, and monies that they gave away, different governments gave away to support businesses during the lockdowns and things like that. So government debt is at an all-time high in Canada. You know, I think the statistics federally is that we actually have increased the debt during the last 6 years more than all of the debt incurred from Confederation until 6 years ago. I don't know what the situation is municipally, but most people think that because of that, taxes are going to go up. So how are you going to keep taxes down?
I would say that if the inflation is 2% or 3%, that 3%, 2% increase is acceptable.
But it's not. It's like 7-8% now.
No, that's what we are fighting for, right?
But it hasn't happened yet.
Brian, the unemployment has already, yesterday there was 6,400,
unemployment is at an all-time low, which is part of the inflation problem.
So it is happening. The economy is slowing down. The prices will come down. The gas prices, look, the Paulos, the former Bank of Canada governor, I think 3-4 days ago he said the gas prices will be whatever it is, like $2 plus, right? As soon as he says that after three days you see 15% gas prices coming down. So why my tax will be increased when everything is going down?
So I think that you're going to have a problem. I think that inflation for the next while is going to remain high, and it has been high, and you haven't had the tax increases yet. I worry that you're going to have a huge amount of pressure for tax increases. And I think that you are, if you're elected to council, one of your biggest problems is going to be keeping taxes low, because the people will call up, go crazy if you have a 7-8% tax increase. And so you're going to have huge pressure, and I think you're going to have to be cutting waste. You're going to have to find costs to cut.
When I was doing MBA, Milton Friedman was in our course. Milton said that we can fight inflation in 2 ways. Number one, we can raise interest rate and stop printing money. And second, we have to increase productivity. So productivity, I think this is a strange word for this part of the world, I believe. That we are not thinking about the new technologies, we are not thinking about the new machineries, we are not thinking about how to train people to be more efficient.
So you're going to become the candidate for productivity. Fantastic. Well, we're going to have you back to hear about the other 5, because we got 1 to 5, and we got you 3 big issues, but we didn't get 6 to 10 of the biggest concerns from the people that you've talked to in Ward 7, but we're out of time, so we can't do that tonight. But I got to tell you, I've known Amir Ali for numerous years. He's been very involved in politics, federally, provincially, municipally. He's a deep thinker. He also, I don't think we mentioned it, publishes a quarterly magazine that talks about political issues. He's someone that really knows what's going on, and someone that's worth listening to. So good luck in your race.
Thank you very much.
That's our show for tonight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brian Crombie. This is the Brian Crombie Show on Canada 1 TV. Good night, everybody.